Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Ask Kate, author of How to Heal Your Metabolism. Awesome book. If you haven't read it, read it. She's at the ranch today. This is her friend. Yeah, I call it we call it the ranch.
Call it the ranch.
Yeah, it's this amazing place in, where is it?
It's in San Diego in the Rancho Santa Fe. Looks like Palm Springs.
It just looks amazing, and it's incredibly hot there. What a beautiful working environment to be in. You can get your sun and be close to nature.
Limited vitamin D here and limited peacefulness. I highly recommend it to anybody if they come to visit California to come out to the ranch.
You said you can even lay by the pool topless and the neighbors can't see her, which is awesome. Because, you know, when you get in your D, you don't want to get the tan lines, right? Like
Things that you don't tell everybody.
Yeah. Oh, it's me, you know. I'm an open book.
And everybody. Okay.
He's like, thanks for that. So today we are going to discuss the 3 things outside of training and nutrition that you need to nail to be successful if you want to look and feel better. So the majority of people all of the people, and Kate works with both men and women, and we purely work with women, they want to look better and they want to feel better. So, you know, they want to have less body fat. They want to feel stronger. They want to feel confident in their skin. They want to have better sleep, better digestion, better mood, better energy, better relationship with food. And I was just saying to Kate, you know, one of the things that I see in our program, the women that are the most successful at this, they really nail these 3 things. And Kate would agree with that too. Because, you know, I think if you can nail these, then, you know, the other stuff is just the how to, you know, it's, and it'll make more sense when we talk about it. So number 1, Kate, what's the number 1 thing that people should do?
Drum roll. Everyone sitting on their chair, their phone, waiting.
And what is it? Tell me.
It's a huge secret. You gotta be consistent. I mean, this, along with anything else you want to achieve in life, you can't half-heartedly do it. You need to do it all the time, and you need to be consistent. And this isn't the great thing about this work and this process is the food doesn't suck, right? And you're not going to be killing yourself in the gym, right? So those 2 things allow you to be consistent, because when the food sucks, it's much more challenging to be consistent. And if the workout is takes hours and hours and hours of your life, that makes it more challenging. But we've taken away those parts of this equation and made it much easier, because the food's good and the workout is shorter and not as often. So, but yet you still have to be consistent with the things that you're going to be doing to progress in your health.
I think
so. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, so although they include doing the food and eating it, it's just finding and doing it daily, consistently, and not finding 20,000 excuses why you're not going to do it and why you shouldn't do it or whatever.
And it's, you know, when women join our program, and if they're, you know, like they'll come in and they'll be like, Kitty, I want to achieve this. And then they'll be going along the process, and, you know, they'll do their check-ins and like, oh, I still had some wine on the weekend, or, you know, I haven't been consistently doing my stability exercises, or whatever the thing is that they're not doing consistently. And I always ask them a question. I'm like, who is the woman that you want to become? Like, what do they look like? What do they feel like? Look at a woman in our program who has achieved what you want to achieve. What are the things that they do consistently day in, day out? Because it's not a quick fix. It really is the sum of the small things, the 1% that you do consistently, that all of a sudden you're like you'll be doing it for 6 months and you'll be like, oh, wow, look, I'm actually losing some body fat now, or I'm starting to sleep through the night, or my digestion has improved. And it's that cumulative effect of that consistency and showing up day in, day out. And I think, you know, if you saying I want to look and feel like this, but I'm not willing to do the things that person will do, you'll never achieve that. You'll never ever get there. And sometimes it can be hard, and I've been there, it can be a hard pill to swallow. Like, and I think I've told you this before, Kate, like when we first started this process, when we first started working with Emma, you know, I changed a lot of stuff, but I didn't really go all in. Like I wasn't all in 100% doing all of the things. So I wanted to look and feel like I feel now, but I was still drinking too much alcohol. I wasn't tracking my food. You know, I was still probably eating you know, still having some pufas. Like we'd go and have Nando's on the weekend, you know, the dirty chips. And I
I have
think
no
like,
idea.
Nando's is just this bloody.
For the American population, explain.
Yeah, yeah. Sort of like KFC, you know, like just dirty fried stuff. And, you know, I guess I just got to the point where I was like, well, you want to look and feel like this person, but Kitty, you're not doing the things that that person would do day in, day out. So you can't cheat the system. You can't cheat consistency. And I had just sort of thought to myself, well, am I willing to continue to feel and look how I feel? Or do I want to change and start showing up and doing the things that I need to do consistently? And obviously I chose the latter.
Yeah, and it's 100%. And I think the key to all this too, because I think sometimes when people get into this and they're like, it's so much, it's so many different things, there's so many things that I have to change. And so we're not really saying you need to do all of it right now, tomorrow, and consistently do that. It's consistently making changes, I think, is more of the key here. Meaning if you are coming from a background of not working out at all and eating one meal a day, right? You can't just go ahead and start eating 5 or 6 meals a day and going hardcore weight training or whatever. And now you have to do that consistently. That's not the message here. It's consistently making changes that are going to support you. And then once you get good at that, then consistently start another change and another change. It is the cumulative effect of doing these that is going to make the shift. It doesn't mean you have to do all of them tomorrow and consistently do it that way. It's making them consistently changing, you know, and it could be maybe first just putting that raw carrot salad in every day. And then it's okay, maybe it's adding another meal in and doing it every day, or doing food log every day, and then getting that habit established, and then because some people, you know, maybe it's going to take them 3 months, but some people might take 2 years, depending on where you're at. But as long as you are consistently making steps, you will get there, right? And I think that's the reality check here is that where do you want to be in a year or 2 years? Do you want to be worse? Do you want to be the same? Or do you want to be better? And if you want to be better, then you got to be consistent with this process.
It's sort of like a bank, you know, when you put money into it and the interest accumulates. But if you don't do it consistently, it's not going to. And, you know, that's one of the reasons why in our program, we have a module-based system. So you come in and you start with, you know, it's just getting set up, and then we get you to actually track your current food intake. And then the next step is you learn how to do meal planning. And then after you've nailed that, you learn training, because, you know, you can't learn everything at once. And, you know, you have to give yourself, this is not like, our programs are not like every other program out there where they give you a meal plan, put you on a training program, they motivate the fuck out of you to stick to it for 12 weeks, and you try and drop as much weight as possible. That's not what this is. This is a slow process of consistently making changes and getting better. And I think, you know, and Kate and I talk about our business all the time, because obviously I've been doing this for a while. Kate's been doing it for a while. So it's, once you do it for a while, like anything, like any new skill, it becomes second nature, and you don't have to think about it anymore. But in our business, you know, I'm constantly learning new things. And like, I talk about the marketing all the time. Over the last 2 years, I've progressively gotten better and better and better. But what I've always done is this exact approach. So I've gone, okay, what is it that I need to do? All right, what is a small change I can implement weekly, and then put a system around it and learn it and continue to build on that. And over time, I've gotten better and better, because I know that it's impossible for me to learn everything about marketing or copywriting or whatever else it is around marketing I need to learn in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then I think it's really important too to like pat yourself on the fucking back, you know, like
yeah, I think people be pretty freaking hard on themselves.
Yeah, celebrate the small wins. I do it all the time. I said to Craig, I'm like, look at my fucking Instagram. I said, I decided I was going to clean it up and make it better. And I said, look how much better it's looking in a month. Just slowly over time, making small changes every week. And, you know, and I think celebrate that. And then like Kate said, build on it. Because if you start this now, it's like my dad always used to say to me, Kitty, save 10% of your pay every week. Because in 20 years, that's going to be so much money, and you're not even going to really notice it. So instead of going, I'm going to do everything at once, make a change every week, make it stick, and then build on that.
Yeah, and I think that is a kind of a good analogy to how this program works, because every other diet approach is going to be more like taking from you. Right? It's like pulling from your bank account because it's kind of slowing you down and making you not, the foundation's a little bit broken. Whereas this one, you're having this cumulative effect, and it's building and building and building. And so, you know, in years, you're going to be stronger, better, more, you know, be able to eat more and so forth. But it is that consistent adding to it. And like I said, I mean, when I wrote a book, it didn't pop out on me in a month. It took years, and I had a coach, right? I mean, I was like, I knew I wasn't going to make myself accountable for doing that. And I hired a coach. I had her, you know, meet with me every 2 weeks. And then, that way I had things I had to do, and I got them done, and you just progressed, you know, and that's how it happens. This is how you're going to find your health, is these daily, weekly, whatever, and finally just growing on that.
I think that's a really good point too, Kate. And, you know, like I truly believe in coaching and mentoring, because Craig and I, we've had coaches our entire lives. We still have coaches for lifting, for business, for nutrition, because I think if you want to move quicker, walk the path that someone else has walked, who has experience. Get in a community of women that are supportive, you know, because it's all of those things are going to help you become more successful. And I think too, it's a matter of, you know, it's what do you value? You know, what's your health worth to you? What is your confidence worth to you? You know, if I remember when I first stumbled across Ray's work and, you know, Emma's work, and then I read your book, if I knew now the impact it was going to have on my life, I would have paid 10 times the amount that I did for that coaching, because it truly will change your life, like your health and your sleep and feeling good in your skin and feeling strong. It's like, it's the foundation for everything, you know. And I think it was interesting. I was just telling Kate how a lady posted in our Facebook page about one of her friends was like, oh my God, I can't believe you spend whatever it is on oysters per week. And her friend was like, well, I can't believe you spend that same amount on KFC or wine. So it's asking yourself, what do I value? What is this worth to me?
Which brings us to our number 2 thing, and which I think kind of goes with this, is it's the whole getting over yourself process. And we were talking about this because if you're not ready to shift your beliefs, and, you know, because what you have to realize, if you're here, it's because you're not where you want to be in your health. You want to change, right? You're not happy with where, if you were, you wouldn't be listening to any of this, because you'd be so healthy and happy. You were like, why do I need to be on that? You probably wouldn't be on social media. That's probably one thing you wouldn't do. But ultimately, you're here because you want to change something about your health. And things that you've done in your life have created the person you are today. All the choices you have made have created your health and where you are today. Of course, some things you may not have chosen, but have happened. But the way you're dealing with them, or whatever else, you are, you know, the accumulation of every decision you've ever made. And if you're not where you want to be, then you need a change. And that means getting over the thoughts, the habits, the things that you were doing prior that created where you are now. And so you got to make and look at your life and make some big changes. And get yourself out of your own way, because it's only going to be you and your old beliefs and your whatever you think about things that's going to get in your damn way.